Hello, kia ora, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our Monday update, recorded on the last day of July the 31st. And as we head in towards August, our weather pattern that we've seen over the last couple of weeks continues on. A lot of westerly driven weather and the odd cold front and southerly coming through. You can see a southerly forming here, but before it arrives, windy westerlies are on the way, starting in Tasmania and Bass Strait today, and then it tracks over to the South Island as we go through Tuesday, and then it changes into a southerly as that cold front moves up and over New Zealand on Wednesday at the same time as another cold front comes into Perth. So this is the new pattern that we're seeing, this westerly driven weather pattern. So as a result of these new westerly winds, we're going to be seeing the rain building up on the western side. That's good news for eastern areas. You're not going to be seeing a lot in this green-yellow zone, sort of 2 to 10 millimetres over the next 3 days. So that's not a huge amount. Similar story for Bay of Plenty in Northland and Auckland. But those with the heaviest rain on the western and southwestern corners. So Fiordland, 90 to 100 millimetres or so there, and it tapers off a little bit up to Westport to around about 60 millimetres. And then you've got about 20 to 40 millimetres in the southwestern corner as well. And of course, snow. Because of the southerly change coming in, we're seeing some heavy snow coming through around Queenstown in particular. Could be up to 0.5 metre or more falling over the next few days there. Some great snow for the ski fields and along the mountains and ranges. Now, there also could be a few snow flurries getting down to lower levels, maybe 100 metres or so. But as you can see, it won't be a lot. Canterbury's mostly dry, and a bit of snow around Central Plateau as well, up to about 10 centimetres or so coming through for there. And in Australia, the rain is in the southwestern corner as well, not very much, 5 to 15 millimetres for you. Similar story down around Tasmania and up in the eastern side of Queensland. So the windy weather is on the way. This is it here, an animation for the next 24 or 26 hours, showing this big burst of gales, this area here with 100k gusts, surging through overnight and then into tomorrow morning. So that windy weather that you see crossing Tasmania, well, it heads towards New Zealand. So here we are on Tuesday, and there is that same surge that we just saw. So lunchtime tomorrow, in comes those severe gales with gusts over 120, 140 k's an hour for the lower part of the South Island and through the mountains. It'll be milder as a result of those windy westerlies, and that rain builds up on the west coast. Only a few showers for Taranaki, and mostly dry and settled in the southeastern corner there, except for Tasmania and the coastal part here of Victoria. By the time we get into Wednesday, that high pretty much in control now of the eastern side of Australia. So if you live in Tasmania, the winds ease briefly on Wednesday. But for New Zealand, here is that cold change surging up the country. So it starts tomorrow, Tuesday, and then it moves up and over the country on Wednesday. Everyone gets the temperature drop. Squally showers for Auckland, maybe some hail in there. Snow flurries on the ranges going as far north as potentially the Gisborne ranges and the Mamaku ranges as well. Maybe the Kaimais might get a very light dusting first thing in the morning on Wednesday. And wintry weather down in the south here with snow flurries down to low levels. When we say that, it means usually around 1 to 200 metres, but it could go a little lower in some circumstances. By Thursday, it's starting to fade. That high from Australia drifting closer to us, that will bring in some frosty weather for the South Island, maybe some frosts for the western side of the North Island, around Taranaki, for example. But showers and southerlies carry on along that eastern side. And if you're in Tasmania or Melbourne or Adelaide, those warm, windy nor'westers are kicking back in again. Here's the next cold front for you. It's not very aggressive, but you will notice the temperature drop again around the end of the week. High pressure moving into New Zealand, though, so the southerlies and a few showers should fade away from Hawke's Bay. Warmer westerlies arriving down in Southland, and a bit of wet weather, Melbourne and Hobart, and maybe later on into Friday coming into Canberra. By Saturday, we've got a small area of low pressure forming here. So yes, a few downpours, maybe some thunderstorms anywhere from about ACT to Melbourne, and New Zealand's caught up with the high pressure zone. So a slight southerly flow and a little bit of that same wet weather connecting Australia to the lower part of the South Island. Just a bit of patchy rain, nothing too major in there for New Zealand. So it's a bit of an unsettled pattern, normal for this time of the year. And we've got our next ClimateWatch update coming out this week. We're delaying it till Wednesday because we want to wait for the next Australian update about what is going on with El Nino, and that is coming through later on Tuesday. So look out for our ClimateWatch update out again on Wednesday, but our next weather forecast will be back tomorrow. So we'll see you then.